Is your boy A King Bro is back, baby, with another video. I'm here to review Raw from February 10th, 2020. We're just a couple weeks out from Super Showdown, Saudi Arabia. And it was a good show, man. I really like this show, so let's get into it. We kick things off with Becky Lynch and Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. This match was set last week on Raw. Highly anticipated match, man. You know what they did last year's Royal Rumble 2019, this year's Royal Rumble 2020, and now they make some more magic again on Monday Night Raw. And it was nothing short of amazing. Great match, physical match, technical match. Becky wins this match just to prove. I feel like they made this match just to prove that, you know, Becky Lynch's win against Asuka at the Rumble was no fluke. It was no joke. It was the real deal. Becky Lynch finally puts the nail in the coffin for Asuka, for the Asuka feud. She can move on. You know, Asuka's no longer, you know, in her way now. But who is in her way is former NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. That woman is in her way now. Shayna Baszler attacks Becky after her win from behind, just kicks her down, beats her ass, and she bites the back of her neck. And Shayna's mouth was just covered in Becky's blood. Like, it was really graphic. It was scary to see. Shayna came out of this looking real badass. You know, she looks like a monster. She looks like a beast. And Becky was, you know, crying in pain. You know, she was kind of like, you know, brushing off the medics and the, you know, the doctors. She didn't want any help. You know how Becky is. She's the man. She doesn't need nobody's help. She doesn't need any sympathy. So, yeah, good match here. Shayna. So it looks like we're getting Shayna Baszler against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. That's going to be one heck of a match. I can't wait for it. We're only 2 months out for WrestleMania, baby. Let's get it. Next up, we got the Street Profits, a.k.a. Crime Time, against Mojo and Riddick Moss. Street Profits win this match pretty quickly. Dawkins wins this match with a cash out, which was a simple splash off the top rope. The cash out, I guess it was what it's called. And after the match, Mojo looks at Moss. They're looking at each other. And then out of nowhere, small package, Riddick Moss pins Mojo Rawley and becomes the 24/7 champion. So Riddick Moss is your current 24/7 champion after pinning Mojo Rawley. I'm still on board with the 24/7 title. I love the gimmick. It gives people TV time. The people back in catering who don't get TV time, don't really get any shine. You know, I just love the 24/7 title concept. I just love it, man. Let's keep it going. Riddick Moss, the current 24/7 champion. We go to backstage, and it's Becky. There's an ambulance waiting for Becky, and paramedics are trying to help. Trying to help her get into a local hospital, treat her. But Becky's like, no, I'm the man. I want Shayna. So she closes the door to the ambulance. Tells the referees and the paramedics don't touch her. She pulls an employee out of the car, out of the bus, and she hops in and drives away. I felt that was tough. That was cool. Fits Becky's character as the man. You know, I'm with it. I like that backstage segment. So next up, man, we got my boy MVP back with his VIP lounge, man. I just used to, you know, when I was a kid, man, you know, watching SmackDown, he had the VIP lounge on SmackDown. It brought back so many memories, man. It's been 10 years since he's had the VIP lounge on Raw. It's good to see it back. And his guest was none other than the man who will challenge Brock Lesnar in Tampa Bay for the WWE Championship, Drew freaking McIntyre. Drew McIntyre was out there, giving a little interview. MVP, what I gotta say about the second man is MVP is amazing on the mic. MVP has not lost a step, man. MVP on the mic is probably the best to ever do it, man. On the microphone. He really carried this segment, man. Drew has a good promo too. He can cut a good promo, but MVP really sold this segment, man. So MVP was talking about, you know, oh, Drew should listen to the naysayers, stuff like that. And then Drew was like, So who's saying these things? Who's saying that I'm not ready? Who's saying that I'm not good enough to beat Brock Lesnar? Who's saying that? So MVP is just like, it doesn't matter. Me and you can conquer the haters with me and you by your side. I can be your manager. We can be a team. And Drew's like, nah. Drew's not with it. Drew ain't with it. So MVP, of course, things escalate. MVP gets hot, and and the brawl breaks out, man. And Drew, the crowd behind him, he goes 3, 2, 1. The crowd just wow. The crowd so quickly. The crowds got behind Drew McIntyre, man. And he hits a Claymore MVP. He gets hit by the Claymore. He falls back on the couches. Wow. This was a good segment. This was a great segment, but it wasn't the best segment of this show. And we're going to get to that a little bit later. So after this, man, Randy Orton's advertised to talk about his actions against Edge a couple weeks ago. He's going to finally explain. He didn't do it last week. So we're going to see what he's going to say. So after this, man, we got Angel Garza with Zelina Vega, the cousin of Humberto Carrillo. Happened last week. Angel Garza beat up Rey Mysterio, destroy Rey Mysterio, DDT him through the steel. Well, not through the steel, but through the floor. Took off the pads and DDT'd him to the floor, man. It was brutal. And so Angel Garza was scheduled to face Cedric Alexander. And before the match started, Humberto Carrillo ambushed Angel. Ambushed them. They started fighting. Cousin on cousin, he just fighting. And despite that, Cedric still couldn't get the job done. Angel Garza wins his match pretty quickly, pretty easily. One thing I'm gonna say about this is I'm really liking Zelina and Angel Garza, man. I just like it, man. I'm a huge fan of Angel Garza, man. A man's man. Guess what what they calling him now. I really like it, man. He has a lot of charisma. He has a lot of swag. I like it, man. Zelina and Angel is a good fit for me, man. I wouldn't mind if they stayed together, man. And Andrade goes on his own, but yeah. Cool segment. Rhea Ripley backstage segment, and she gets interrupted immediately by Sarah Logan. We haven't seen Sarah Logan in a while. So basically Sarah Logan's basically saying, who are you? You don't belong here on Raw. You belong in NXT. And Rhea Ripley's like, my name's Rhea Ripley. Who are you? And it just cuts out and go to commercial. So then after that, we get a backstage segment with Bobby Lashley and Lana. Bobby's talking about how he didn't win last week. He should have been him. Lana basically saying the same thing. Bobby says he's going to put Ricochet in his place. So Bobby vs. Ricochet scheduled for later in the night. So after this, man, we get Sarah Logan coming out, talking smack, talking trash, Rhea Ripley, calling her out, all that stuff, all that. As soon as Rhea Ripley made her entrance in the ring, Charlotte comes out. She still hasn't announced who she's going to face. Either it's going to be Becky from Raw, Bayley from SmackDown, or Rhea from NXT. Charlotte was just saying, you might not even be champion, after Sunday, because obviously Rhea Ripley's facing Bianca Belair, NXT TakeOver Portland. Anyways, but Rhea wins his match pretty easily against Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan's, pretty much, afterthought. She's not really a main player on Raw, so Rhea made quick work of her. And we still wait Charlotte's decision. Probably most likely going to be after Sunday, after NXT TakeOver Portland. So next up, we got my man Bobby Lashley against the gymnast Ricochet. Good match. Ricochet wins with the 630. I didn't think it was a good match. Personally, it's not believable to see Ricochet beat Bobby Lashley, a guy of his stature, a guy of his size, lose to Ricochet, who's like a $170, soaking wet. So I don't know, but I guess this obviously to build Ricochet for his matchup against Brock Lesnar. they did this so, Ricochet beat a big guy like Bobby Lashley, so maybe he can beat a big guy like Brock Lesnar for the WWE title at Saudi Arabia at Super Showdown. So that's why they did it. Bobby took the L here just to build Ricochet. I mean, he's going to lose anyways to Brock, so, I mean, what's the point? But it's cool. Randy Orton time. Viper time. Randy Orton comes out, man, to talk about his actions, man, what he did against Edge, man, the concerto, put him out of action. So then out of nowhere, Matt Hardy comes out. Matt Hardy, we know the history between Matt Hardy and Edge, man. The whole Lita thing, the cheating scandal, all that. Matt Hardy comes out, talks highly of Edge, saying, we love this business. We put everything behind him. He put all the Lita stuff behind him. He cares for Edge. He got love for Edge, and what Randy did was just heinous. It was despicable. It was horrific, and it looked like Randy was about to speak. He said, "Hey, Matt," went for the RKO. Matt countered, started beating Randy down. Randy got some separation. Came out with RKO out of nowhere. Matt was down. Randy grabs 2 chairs. Matt Hardy's in trouble. Concerto to Matt Hardy. And then that was it for the segment, man. I love this segment, man, because Matt Hardy came out, spit some real stuff, spit some real truth. It felt raw. It felt real. It felt genuine. Like, it really, my eyes were glued to the TV when Matt Hardy was talking. The history that he had with Edge. Nobody could have much disdain and hate for Edge than Matt Hardy. And for him to come out and, be on his side, vouch for him, talk nicely of him, it really speaks volumes, man. And it lets you know that, time heals all wounds, and this business, man, it's it takes a lot out of you, and it's you really put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. And Matt Hardy cut a great promo, man. There's been talks of him, his contract expiring, so this may be it for Matt Hardy. This concerto may have been the last we've seen of Matt Hardy. Man, I hope it's not. I hope he resigns so eventually Jeff comes back. But if this is it for Matt Hardy, man, future first Battle Hall of Famer as a tag team wrestler and a singles wrestler, man. So we love Matt Hardy, man. So next up, we got a pointless match between Aleister Black and Akira Tozawa. Black wins. Who cares? Black does the same thing every single week. Faces a jobber. He sits crisscross applesauce in the middle of the ring with the lights dim and says, "Oh, I'll challenge anybody. Anybody can challenge me." All that. Who cares? Moving on. Let's get it. Becky. After that, Becky comes back from the ambulance, just storming out, comes in the ring, talks trash to Shayna, and she leaves. Obviously she was talking trash, not to Shayna, but about Shayna. So, just Becky coming back, Becky this whole, I like continuity. I like what they're doing with Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler already, the start of their feud. I'm on board, fully on board. I can't wait to the match. April 5th, baby, Tampa Bay. So next we got the 8-man tag match, which was advertised for the show between Seth Rollins, Buddy Murphy, AOP against Owens, Joe, and the Viking Raiders. Fun match, lasts about 20 minutes. Pretty cool match, fun match, all good workers. This match ended when, towards the end of this match, Joe had Murphy tapping to the Coquina clutch. Murphy was tapping, but the ref was distracted. So while the ref was distracted, Rollins came in, curb stomped to Joe. Murphy pinned Joe, got the W, and that was it. So Rollins, AOP, Murphy won this match. Snuck away with the victory. Overall, man, this was a good Raw, man, honestly. If you take out the Black and Tozawa stuff, man. Take out the Black and Tozawa stuff. Maybe the Sarah Logan stuff. This was a good show, man. I don't care what nobody say. This was a good show. Raw is better than SmackDown. No question. Raw is better than SmackDown. No question about it. I enjoy Raw Way more than I do SmackDown. Not to say, just way better. I feel like Raw's putting effort in. They're putting time into these storylines. They're putting in work, putting in time, effort. Raw just better, man. Raw just better. No question about it. Yeah. So Raw, good show. Thumbs up for me, man. I like Raw tonight. Let's keep it going. Going to Saudi Arabia, and then after that, we get the Chamber, and then Mania, baby. So good Raw tonight for me. Hey, King Bros out. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments. Tell me what you think. And yeah.